my Caucasian cousins, we came through the sun because chocolate melts. You understand what I'm saying? We can't. Hey, bro, we can't stay out of here that long. I'm so glad. I didn't know he was coming. I asked him to come. I called the Rough Riders, but everybody, DMX is here. Can y'all give it up for DMX right there? Hey, Dre, I'm just messing, man. Y'all pray for me. Just stretch your hands this way. Pray for me. Right there. Listen, I want to tell y'all who I am real quick. At this very courthouse about 4 or 5 years, I almost lost everything. They say, who is he? Why is he speaking today? What gives him the authority? My name is Q. King. I'm in the history books as the first African-American playwright and cast to ever have a play on the Las Vegas Strip. Yeah. With the residency on the Las Vegas Strip. We're in the museum. We did that. I own the only urban theater magazine in the entire country. I pastored the greatest movement experience in the country called P.O.U.R. P.O.U.R. But with all of that excitement, watch this, it almost didn't happen. I know what it means not to be able to breathe. I was facing 30 years to life with a tape confession already there, and they wouldn't listen to it, they wouldn't read it. I went through litigation. My family almost went broke trying to defend me, and if I didn't have family members that was willing to go into the bag and willing to go into the bank, y'all might not be seeing me stand right here. So I feel it my job, I feel it my obligation, because God divinely stepped into my life. I talk about it in the song about how 5 lawyers, and 5 is the number of grace and favor, that 5 lawyers couldn't break my case. It was the power of God. I got a call from a man of God. He told me to sing to the world. When I began to sing to the world, the chains that were on my life began to lift. And I want to talk to anybody going through, anybody back there, anybody out there, that sometimes if you'll just lift up your voice and get the song out of your spirit, get the song out of your life, it'll begin to break bars and chains. And so before we're done, we're going to sing together, we're going to worship together to see this thing come down. Come on, say, this is not a protest.
This is not a protest.
It's not a protest because we realize this. Watch this. I see Big Doug here. What's up? If this was a protest, we'd be rallying, chanting everything, but that's not necessary. My mama did it, your grandmama did it, and her grandmama did it. And we still at the same place. So we said today that it's time for us to have a solution. Because here's the problem, Even if we fix the police problem, we still got a poverty problem. Even if we fix the police problem, we still got a poverty problem. And if we fix the poverty problem, we still have a powerless problem. We still got people who are inequitably treated and are powerless. So we got to have more than a protest. So today we stand here in proclamation. I didn't come, listen, everybody welcome. Sister Katie, I didn't come to say Black Lives Matter. Because when you're confident and you know, you ain't even got to say it. And deeper than that, I don't need your outside affirmation. God help me. Because I already know. Let me stand up. They told me don't preach. I'm not going to do it. Don't do it. So we're not here just to say Black Lives Matter. That's not why we're here. Let's go, Apostle. Watch this. But today is about George and George. It's about George and George. The first George, watch this. The first George is the founder. Y'all know who I'm talking about, George Washington. Hey, Raj, I'm talking about the one who signed the Constitution, but didn't have a revelation. When he put the document together, he said you was 3/8 human. The founder, that George. I'm talking about George. But I'm talking about a second George today, who didn't see us as 3/8 human, but he was treated as subhuman. Knee on his neck for 7 to 8 minutes while he was asphyxiated, not given due process, treated like an animal. This is about George and George. Because while it may be impossible to eradicate and eliminate all races and the people who perpetuate racism, we can deal with the system and the structure and the rudiment that allows it to flourish. So today we don't come to protest, we don't come to kumbaya, we don't come to do all that, but we come to make a supernatural proclamation. In that proclamation today is that we need more than a march. We need more than just prayers. Yeah, I'm coming for the church folk too. We need more than that. I stand on the steps of the courthouse today as a person whose life was almost taken by this very system to realize that we're going to raise a flag today and we're pronouncing our intent to produce and present legislation to the Nevada Senate floor for reparations for the African American.
Come on.
Somebody say, what is a reparation? The reparation is the equaling and the leveling of the playing field of social and economic power and status, right, that would originally belong to a race or entity, individual, or group. God help me, Jesus. So we're saying that we can fix this because even if we fix the police problem, I told you we still have a poverty problem. And it's the poverty problem that causes us to need so much policing. So we got to go back to the core, we got to go back to George, and we got to go back to George. So at the foundation of the Constitution, we were considered 3/8 human. We got to fix that problem. So, as P.O.U.R Global today, we're putting together a crack team, we're putting together a legal team and everything else to prevent and present to the Nevada legislature a bill for reparations for African Americans. Yeah. Now, they say it's impossible, that we can't beat Goliath. But I feel the spirit of David in the atmosphere. That sometimes our Father God gives us an opportunity, a time, and a window. And I believe with the climate of the U.S., this is that window. I believe our approach has been wrong. We've tried to do it from a federal level. But the thing about it is when y'all wanted to smoke weed and smoke your blunts, y'all did it state by state. So why not approach the reparation process the same way? Let's begin to move state by state, beginning with Nevada, for reparations for the African American, to put the playing field, the justice system back on an equal. Come on, can we do that? Somebody say George and George. So watch this. This is what we're going to do. We're asking for 3 things. And the crazy thing is none of them require money. Because every time we ask for reparations, they say, well, where are we going to get the money from? Where's the budget going to come from? So watch this. Number 1, we're asking for anyone who has African-American ancestry of 35% or more, meaning at least one black parent, be able to attend any state university up until their master's level, tuition free, absolutely free. This is what we're putting in the bill. This is what we're putting in the bill. That doesn't cost you anything. Governor Sister-elect, we're not asking for a handout. We're not asking for a handout. Matter of fact, this money you owe us anyway, but we're going to leave that in the bank. We're just going to say, let our babies go to school for free so they can become educated and they can go to the next level, begin to be homeowners, own property, and do what they need to do. So the first thing we're asking for in this bill that's going to be presented to the Nevada legislation with proper sponsorship and everything is number 1, if you have 35% or more African-American ancestry, you should be able to attend any state school absolutely free up until your master's degree. The second thing we're asking for, number 2, watch this. Somebody say George and George. I gotta balance it out. George and George. Watch this. The second thing we're asking for is that we need economic power. So for every small business loan that's made to one of our Caucasian cousins, we're asking that 2 be given to an African-American small business.
Come on now.
It requires no money. It requires no out-of-pocket. Just a little extra energy, a little extra effort. We're saying for every 2, let there be 1. It's called the funding triad. If you know about a triangle, all the angles of a triangle are equal. So we're saying that when you give out 1, give out 2 to make it equal in the name of Jesus. Somebody say equal.
Equal.
Last thing we're asking for in this bill to present it on the Senate floor of the Nevada State Legislature. We're not going to deal with the federal yet. We're going to keep it right here because this is our Goliath right here. You got to know where your Goliath is right here. You got to know when you can take them. You got to know when it's time. I think it's our time to take this thing out. Watch this. We're going to get y'all out of here. I told y'all chocolate melts. The last thing we're asking for a piece of land in P.O.U.R. Land that was already allocated for the building of the stadium. They already have it, right? That we can build our own casino. Own it, come on. Own it ran by all black executive team, all black employees. Somebody say reparations. What I'm asking for doesn't cost the sitting government a dime. They don't have to go back in. Now, it's amazing how they found trillions of dollars to release stimulus checks, but they couldn't find any money. Well, okay, I don't even want to get into that. I don't want to get into that. But the three requests that I've made require absolutely no out-of-pocket capital. Nothing. But just simply making the right decision. And lastly, we're asking for autonomy of action. That means when they give us, come on, say, when they give us, because they're going to give it, they got to turn it up. When they give us this plot of land, we're asking for the ability to police it ourselves. Our own court, our own tribunals, ourselves. We're arguing on the precedent, because in law you gotta have precedent. We're arguing on the precedent that the Japanese were only in the prison camps for 7 years. We did a 400-year bid. 400 years. We're further arguing right here at the courthouse that Nevada is a part of the United States of America. And so in being confederate with the United States of America, any atrocity committed by the United States of America was also committed by the state of Nevada. Come on, y'all gotta understand what I'm saying. So this is what we're asking for in this bill. We're standing with the Juneteenth committee. We're gonna be working together, opening up dialogue and opening up talks. But this is what we're asking for. We're asking for the ability to turn Las Vegas, which is the entertainment capital of the world, now to the empowerment capital of the world. A place known for doing the right thing and equity for all people. I know it seems impossible, but it seemed impossible when David went after Goliath. How are you going to take this giant down with just 5 stones and a slingshot? But I believe that we can move this thing right now as we have an open door and we have an open window. I want to leave y'all with this. I want to leave y'all with a story. They told me don't preach, so I'm gonna try to hold that in. I'm doing good. I ain't letting that out. Watch this. It was a little black boy and his grandfather. Y'all gotta hear this. Little black boy and his grandfather. They were looking at their little house. They had like a 1/2 acre plot of land. And the grandfather, Sister Nicole, was so proud of this 1/2 acre plot of land. But across the street, there was a young Caucasian teenager across the street, and he had about 10 acres of land to the little black grandfather's 1/2 acre of land. And the little boy asked his grandfather, he said, "Grandpa, how come we only have the 1/2 acre and he's barely older than me and he has 10 or 15 acres?" He said, "Son, there's something called the grandfather clause. He didn't work for that land. He didn't do anything for that land, but it was grandfathered down to him. So he said, son, though I only have this 1/2 acre of land, I'm going to make sure you get it. Because I blood, sweat, and tear for this land to get the mortgage and pay it off, and now we're going to keep it in the family." He said, but more than this land, I want to make sure you keep something more important. Don't you ever believe, don't you ever buy into the system of white supremacy. Because the system of white supremacy would tell you that they're your daddy. That they're the ones that feed you. They're the ones that brought you here. They're the ones that are responsible for your, well-being, responsible for everything that's going on. That's not it. That's not what's going on. At the end of the day, he said, son, I want you to realize something very important. Is that you have the greatest grandfather on the planet Earth. And he said, Granddaddy, what do you mean? What are you talking about? He said, well, I'm your grandfather. Never forget that you're a child of the Most High God. Never forget that you're a son of God. And because you're a son of God, watch this, because you're a son of God, what's going to happen is God's going to grandfather you 3 things. He's going to grandfather you time, opportunity, and destiny. God help me, Jesus. More important than any piece of land, your Father God is going to make sure that you get time, you get opportunity, and you get destiny. And I want to talk to every person in this room to understand that this is our time, this is our opportunity, and this is our destiny in the name of Jesus. We're going to put this bill together, we're going to present it, and I'm telling you, just like David took down Goliath, nothing is going to stop it because it's time for George to equal out with George, for the playing field to be leveled. We've been grandfathered in by the Creator God Most High. Nobody can stop your inalienable rights. What has to happen, you got time, you got opportunity, and you got destiny. It's been grandfathered into your life right now. Come on, somebody put your hands together. grandfather clause. It's bigger than land, it's bigger than materialism. God has given you time, He's given you opportunity, and He's given you destiny. He's willed that into your life. What are you going to do with it? What are you going to do with it? Like I said today, I'm amazed that the crowd is not bigger, but we don't look for numbers, we look for impact. And I believe that if we were out here running in the stores and everything else, everybody would have came and mobbed up and got with it. But when you're trying to do something different, when you say this is not a protest, this is a proclamation, you're going to get a different response, because now you got to put up or shut up. So today I got an immediate call to action today, an immediate call to action. Number one, if you believe in this reparation, I'm going to ask that you sign our petition. We're already starting the petition. Put your name, put your signature. It's a call to action. We need you to move right now. We need you to sign the petition. That's what we need you to do. We're also starting a coalition. If you want to be a part of leaders and things that are moving and shaking, I need you to be a part of the P.O.U.R coalition. I need you to be a part of the coalition. And if you say today, I heard what you say today, and I want to help the movement, we got to do flyers, and we got to do ads, and we got to do everything else. We need your financial help as well. Make sure you see Sister Nicole where she can help you find out how you can say, hey, I want to donate, I want to give, I want to be a part of that. If you want to do that now, you can do it at Cash App, P.O.U.R, G-R-A-C-E. Come on, everybody, just lift your hands for a moment. Lift your hands for a moment. Just keep your hands raised. You know why I asked you to do this? We do this in church, but this is the position that I spent so much time in my life. With my hands up right here. Hoping that a misinformed officer won't shoot me, won't pull the trigger. And this is the position of many of your nephews, many of your sons. All we can do is hold it up. And until we're able to bridge a gap with these great gentlemen over here, begin to bring cultural understanding. And to say, you know what? This is not the best position, but this is the best position. Learning how in ambassadorship, yes, to work together.
Yes.
Where our communities are not being policed, but we're partnering with these gentlemen to make all of our communities, to make all of our cultures better, and to make this world a safer place for everybody, especially the most vulnerable. So until then, we keep our hands up. Now one day we can bring our hands down and come together. Can I pray just one more time for everybody? Thank you guys for coming out today. It's been incredible. Understand that you've been grandfathered in. You've been grandfathered into opportunity, time, and destiny. What are you going to do with it? Everybody who hits the planet has been grandfathered into opportunity, time, and destiny. What are you going to do with it? What are you going to do with it? What are you going to do with it? God, we thank you for bringing us here together to these courthouse steps. It was a time when I thought this place was going to absolutely ruin my life. But now I see the total reversal, all things coming full circle. So God, I pray for this unity movement. I pray for this proclamation of reparation. I pray for the team that we need, everything we need to come in today and in the months to come. That we can take down this Goliath and we can do something supernatural that very few have been able to see or do, and make history right here in Nevada. God bless everybody under the sound of my voice. Bless all of these people. And if you're part of the human family, part of the human race, if you're part of this one blood, black, brown, white, Latino, gay, straight, up, down, up, depressed, high, low, whatever it is, if that's you, on the count of three, I want you to say, I'm human. 1, 2, 3.
I'm human.
1, 2, 3.
I'm human.
Now say gang, gang.
Gang, gang.
Gang, gang. We're going to fight poverty. We're going to fight oppression, those things. I'm Apostle Q. Thank you so much for having us. We're going to open the floor to any questions about our process, our organization, everything right now. We're going to get you the mic. We're going to hear from you. Thank you so much. One more time. Give yourself a hand.